What does it take to lead with both strength and honor? Today's guest knows firsthand how command and chivalry can go hand in hand. Welcome to Life Size Voices. My name is Umar Faruqi, and on this podcast, we uncover the insights and missions of today's most inspiring authors. Today, I'm joined by James J.D. Davis. He's a retired U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel, leadership coach, and the founder of EQ Leadership Services. His upcoming book, Command and Chivalry, explores how strong leadership is built on both authority and integrity. We'll talk about JD's leadership philosophy, the lessons in his book, and how they apply to today's world. JD, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me today.
So, the book, Command and Chivalry, very interesting title. My first question is, what inspired you to write this book? And was there a defining moment or personal experience that lit that fuse?
And that is the question of the day. There have been a series of defining moments that sparked me to write this book. My experiences has over time has just been amazing in the places that it has taken me in the military and out of the military. And with that, I gained some experiences that I would not have otherwise been able to obtain. And I wanted to be able to package what I've learned and put that into a book. And so I've been thinking about this for a while. It's been bouncing around in my head. And then one day I get this message from you, and that said, "Wow, and so let's have a discussion about this to see where this can go." Because this has been something that's been on my mind for a number of years. I wanted to package not only just my experiences, but what I've learned and what I've taught and what I've gained, and maybe it can help others along the way.
That's amazing. And do you think that the experiences you gained in the military really tie into what your current philosophy is in life?
Absolutely. Without a doubt, I've been shaped by the leaders who have led me over time, who poured into me, who taken the time, who allowed me to make mistakes. And so when I became and grown and more into ranking and leadership roles, I incorporate a lot of what was passed down to me that I know that works. And that is a philosophy of valuing those who follow me because
Mm,
it is a choice. And that's what our role is as leaders to create an environment that inspires people to say, I want to follow that guy. And everywhere I went, I often found people who said, I'm going to be working for you. And that's great. What an honor to have that. But it's because of what I've learned from what others have invested in me.
absolutely. And I think it's so important for the youth to really realize how important it is for them to become leaders. Because the reality is that without leaders, we're just sheep in a herd that will roam around everywhere and we don't really have any direction. So, with the book, what do you think is the key lesson or idea you want readers to gain from it?
Wow. And there's so many. And one of the common themes that I talk about is EQ leadership. That's
Hmm.
empowering others, engaging your team, and being able to execute. And in that is tying all those together to take your team to a better level, but by also valuing people at the same time. It's a sort of a roadmap, a foundation for leaders to sort of lean into to how do I go about creating an organization that people want to follow me? Well,
Hmm.
we got to empower them. We empower those folks underneath us. And that doesn't mean just delegating tasks. That means actually empower them and coaching them and showing them the way until they understand those tasks and they're ready to take high levels of leadership. That means engaging them, going where they are, doing what they do, feeling what they feel, having that empathy.
Hmm.
That
Yeah, and I
means
love that you brought
yes,
up empowerment, right? Because I
yes.
think that's so much more important than motivation.
Absolutely, absolutely. Motivating is temporary. You know, you get motivated for today, motivated for a couple of days, and then you're back. But when we empower them, it values people, and you have a sense of belonging, and you want to
Mm,
continue to bring in your best every day because you believe in what you're doing. And so that's a huge difference in those two.
absolutely. And I think that is what is fundamentally wrong with a lot of leaders and founders actually of companies. They believe that, you know what, I've started this company. now I can delegate 99% of the work to my team. But the reality is that regardless of how much you delegate to them, unless you show them how it's done and not motivate them, but actually stay with them and show them that you are part of the team and they are working as a unit instead of working independently, then there's a much or a significantly better outcome in the long run. So I do really like what you've mentioned over there. And with your bigger mission, you're a speaker, you're doing coaching, you have so many different things. You're about to become an author, hopefully a best-selling one. With everything that's going on, what is the overarching mission?
The overarching mission is to take and capture a lot of what I have done and a lot of my experiences, even mistakes, and be able to help leaders grow and develop to be the best that they can be. The overall mission is to help others in their journey for personal growth. Its overall mission is so they can have a resource that they can rely on and look at how you can incorporate leadership strategies that can help you, and regardless of where you're working, because these are applicable for any form of work.
Yep, that's really interesting. And is there a specific age bracket that you're targeting, or do you think people from all backgrounds and ages would find value in your book?
I believe people from all backgrounds and ages will find value. I do know that if you're younger and with less experience, it may be a little harder to follow. But if you do, you're going to get a lot of experience and lessons very quickly. But you can pick up this book regardless if you're a 25-year-old and you have your first leadership role, or you're a 65-year-old and you've been leading for years. There's something here that's going to give you some insights on how you can improve and be better for your team. There's something here that's going to let you give you an aha moment where you look and say, "Oh, that's the reason why X." And there's something for everyone in at all different age levels in this particular book.
That's good because I am reading the book and I hope to finish it in the next few days. But I do think that, irrespective of age, the specific lessons that you are teaching your readers through your own experiences, because at the end of the day, that's how we learn as individuals. I'm, I consider myself young, but the reason why I've been able to have a little bit of success in my business is not because I gained a lot of experiences, but it's because I learned from the people I've worked with. I've learned from their philosophies, I've learned from their mistakes, and I've learned from, more importantly, their experiences. So it's put me ahead of my time. And that's why I think books and storytelling in general is so important. So, considering all that, what do you think your life philosophy is? If you had to put your philosophy in a couple of words, what would you put it in? And then more importantly, how would you want people to take that philosophy and incorporate that into their own lives?
Okay. And that's a few things. And first of all, understanding that we are all leaders, and the first form of leadership is leading ourselves. And we have to look in the mirror and know what our strengths and our weaknesses are. We have to value who we are and what we do. And we have to believe in ourselves. And when we can lead ourselves, we can lead others. And so, in focusing on the leadership and leading others, we have to be willing to have conversations, important conversations, and being able to actually engage with your audience, with those leaders. So it's not just a position. Leader is a position, but leadership is actually those actions that you're taking. And when you understand the value that you bring as a leader and you take that role serious, you can incorporate things that can really ensure that those around you really thrive, that they'll know their contributions matter, and they're going to want to work hard for your organization.
Wow, that's great advice. And as a leader myself and a founder, I think it's so important. Like you said, it's not just a title. Leadership is not a title. There's a lot that goes into it. And I think also we're as leaders ourselves, we judge ourselves really strong and we set the bar really high. But at the end of the day, I think with your book, it's about realizing that we're also humans and we're going to make mistakes, but it's about learning from those mistakes and then becoming the best version of ourselves. So I do really think that that has a lot of value to it. And with your book, Command and Chivalry will be out in the next few weeks. It'll be available worldwide on platforms like Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and Apple Books. So if you just like to tell viewers a bit about yourself, JD, your business, and how they can find you, social media, on your website, and how they can get in touch with you.
Uh, Certainly. Yeah. So you can find me on my website, which is ecubeleadershipservices.com. You can find me there. You'll see me on LinkedIn as JD Davis, as well as other social media platforms. You type in JD Davis, you're going to see me come up there. I'm just excited about this opportunity that's coming out. Each chapter has a reflection in there, which I didn't mention, which I believe is a very powerful tool because not only is the experience a great teacher, but reflecting on those experiences and how we can incorporate things as we move forward is very powerful for us. And so I'm really excited about what's next, and I'm looking forward to the launching of this book.
JD, thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it and looking forward to launching your book and hopefully making it into a bestseller. Thank you.
And thank you very much.